I'm Stuart Cameron, welcome to Friday's look at rugby. The autumn tests begin tomorrow with Scotland taking on Argentina. Vern Cotter's first game in charge of Scotland in front of a home crowd on the new hybrid pitch at Murrayfield. We'll hear from Vern, along with Captain Greig Laidlaw later, and also the first part of a chat I had with John Rutherford, Selkirk's legendary figure, as his team look to make it 10 out of 10 tomorrow in one of 5 local derbies. But first, a quick recap on last week's matches. And it wasn't a good week for Gala, slumping to a third straight defeat in the Premiership as they slipped to 4th place. Melrose took advantage by jumping above them into 3rd with a good win at Edinburgh Accies, while Hawick recovered from a poor start to earn 3 points in a high-scoring 31-31 draw at home to Curry. Selkirk beat Jed Forest in the National 1 derby at Riverside Park, but there were losses for Kelso and Peebles. Hawick YM beat Dunfermline convincingly in National League 3, while in East League 2, Earlston lost 88-0 at Forrester. The Border Shield saw Bennett get a narrow win at Hawick Lindeen, and Walkerburn lost their game in the Bowl. We'll look at tomorrow's fixtures at the end of the show, but first we concentrate on Scotland against Argentina. It kicks off tomorrow at 5:30, and we always say at the start of the campaign, is this finally the start of a new successful era? Well, Vern Cotter is in charge now. He's chosen 10 Glasgow Warriors players in his starting 15 as reward for their superb start to the season. But he spoke first about how he came to choose Greig Laidlaw as replacement captain after his initial skipper, Grant Gilchrist, pulled out injured.
Greig's been playing particularly well for his club. He captained the team for me twice on a summer tour. I thought he did a good job, and he steps back into that role. Grant had finished the last 2 games. He was the obvious choice following the last 2 games. We hadn't disregarded Greig's leadership qualities either, as there are a number of other leaders. Greig's got the nod. He's got this game this weekend. We'll look at the performance. Obviously, we're looking at what we do next against New Zealand.
And what about his thoughts on the job in hand against Argentina?
Well, we've been working hard to prepare the game because we know we're playing a very good team, a very good opposition that have improved, I think, immensely over the last few months, and we're rewarded with a win against Australia, so they're full of confidence, and I know that they intend to run over us at scrum time, to drive us at line-out time, and generally create a difficult afternoon for us. So we've been preparing with that in mind. We certainly would like to impose our game, and that's what we've been focusing on. We're looking forward to getting out there and having a go.
We hear now from new captain, Jed's very own Greig Laidlaw.
Oh, it is what it is, Vern chose to go with Gilco. That's fine, it's his decision. I'm just keen to play for Scotland. I've always said if I get given the captaincy, it's a great honour for me, and I'll take it in my stride, but I'm delighted I'm starting. It's good to know where your position is. You don't want to become that utility player, I never ever wanted to become that. I was always a 9 that can cover 10, but to have that consistency of they're looking at me as an out-and-out 9, it's helpful. I can just get on with my game from 9. They had a strong rugby championship, and they showed that against the Wallabies there in their last test, and they're coming off the back of the last time that they pulled that jersey on one of their best ever victories, so they'll be coming in good spirits. They'll be coming here, they're always a team that gets stuck in, they have 100%, so we need to match that, and then we need to better it, along with fast play, staying on top of them, test their fitness. So it'll be a good game, but we're under no illusions. It's going to be a tough test match.
The Gray brothers, Richie and Jonny, are starting a rugby match for the very first time, packing down in the Boiler House wearing numbers 4 and 5. And we hear first from Richie Gray.
It was quite surreal when names were read out together in the team announcement, and it was great. As I said, it was very hard to explain, but since then there's been a bit of talk. Play with your brother, so on and so forth, and although it's a very special moment for the family, the main focus is how we perform our roles best for the team, and we can't lose sight of that, and we won't lose sight of that.
Yeah, like Rich said, it's a very special moment to be involved in the Scottish setup. It's very special, and I'm very grateful and lucky to be involved in it. But yeah, like Rich said, but we're focusing on the game. We know we've got a job to do, but yeah, it'll be a very proud moment for the family, mum, dad, friends, and especially Graham.
So what do the boys think of each other?
For me, watching Rich grow up, especially rugby-wise. I get to see firsthand how hard they had to work, not just at rugby but off the pitch, all these extras he had to do. So for me to see how hard they had to work, for me there was no excuses. That's what I had to do as well, just his diet, his fitness and stuff like that. And off the pitch, he's just someone there I can always talk to on the phone, even with them being away in France. If there's anything rugby-wise or off the pitch, it's just a phone call away. So yeah, on the pitch, his work rate's unbelievable. 8 minutes, he's given everything he's got, and his events in the game, his ball carrying, his lineouts, and he's a great athlete as well, so you can see that. So yeah, just an all-round great player, and he likes to get involved in the game.
I've watched Jonny as much as I can, and what I'm impressed by is just how much work he gets through. I mean, his tackles, his carries, his lineouts, his rucks. He seems to do everything, and it takes me by surprise every week. And in saying that, the thing that's impressing me the most is not so much his level of performance, but the fact that he's backing it up every week. I don't think anyone can remember the last time I had a bad game. It's just every week it's a top level performance. So that's what's really impressed me.
The one new cap is Mark Bennett, who partners Alex Dunbar in the centre.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. It's obviously been my dream to play here and play for Scotland, pulling on the jersey at BT Murrayfield. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to. Played all the age groups and I came through, so obviously the next progression had to be playing for the full national side, and now that I've got the opportunity to go out and do that, I'm obviously over the moon.
Scotland versus Argentina kicks off at 5:30 tomorrow. Selkirk, of course, having a tremendous season, and recently I sat down with John Rutherford, who was president last year and obviously still has a very active role with the club.
Stuart, we're all amazed that nobody in the club saw this happening. We lost 22 players at the end of last season, and we did try to bring players in. The only one significant one was Kieran Cooney, but Kieran's done a really great job, not just as our DO, but holding up the scrum. But I think the most significant addition was Peter Wright. I think Peter's doing a great job. We've always had good coaches, but Peter's managed to sort out a set piece. And well, as well as anyone, Selkirk have always had good rugby players, but we've always struggled at set piece. And once we got that right, they're just playing really good rugby. But we're all surprised at the club, and we keep saying to each other, "When's this bubble going to burst?" But the boys keep doing it. But we're very aware of the bad weather coming in, because they are such a top of the ground team, and of course injuries. We don't have huge reserve strength, and at the moment we're missing our captain Andrew Rennick. He's out till February, unfortunately. Gav Craig, he's out till February as well. Scott Henry, we're hoping will get back soon. So it's going to be tough, and of course the next few games are Border League games, and form goes out the window, doesn't it? So we've got Peebles who are playing very well, and Kelso, who I think will probably react to getting new coaches as all teams do. So I think the next 3 weeks will be significant in our season.
But the team is packed with youngsters who seem to have no fear at all.
Yeah, well, I think that's our coaches as much as the players. They've just gone out and said, look, play rugby. I think they've got themselves very fit, and they keep moving the ball about till a hole appears. And it's working for them. But as I say, Stuart, we keep waiting for the bubble to burst.
That was a big surprise last season, wasn't it? Fraser Hartness, we thought he was there for the long run. Yeah,
we were disappointed, but Fraser's a great boy and we'll never fall out. Fraser's a legend at Selkirk. He's done so much for us over the last few years, and I think it was shock, Stuart, more than anything. But no, when he left, we wished him all the best. Jed are a great club. I think Selkirk and Jed have always got on over the years, and I'm sure he's helping them because they've got a young team as well. And you never know with Fraser. Fraser wants to get into coaching, and I think they appealed to him coaching with Kevin Barry and learning as much as he could over there. And I think one of Fraser's ambitions to come back and coach the club. So I think we will see him back.
And of course your own connections with Jed Forrest through Roy Laidlaw as well.
Yeah, Roy and I are great friends. We go back a long, long time. Roy and I played together for the first time when we were 17. 17, 18 for the semi-juniors. And we, of course, played a lot of games together, but we've always kept in touch. Our families are close.
So tell me a bit more about the Peter Wright thing, because he's the first coach really to come from outside of Selkirk for quite some time, and that's obviously had an impact.
Yeah, well, we sat down. We really hoped that Ian Paxton and Ali Dixon would stay on, but Ali had a new family, and Ian was 58, and he was quite keen to get out of rugby, and we completely understood that. And so we were kind of forced down that road, and Peter became available. We were surprised that Peebles let him go. We made contact with him, and he's still very ambitious, Peter, and that appealed to us, and he's got a lot of experience, and he's great fun. I mean, there's obviously a serious side to him, but I think the players relate to him, and the committee get on very well with him, and he's probably got this reputation of playing a conservative game, tight. Not at all. We've all been surprised. He's given the lads freedom to play. Things might change a wee bit as the weather gets worse, and we probably will have to play a bit of territory and kick the ball a bit more, but you never know. So, yeah, he surprised everybody, Peter, but very popular and well respected at the club.
More on that interview next Friday. Well, a look at the local fixtures. No Premiership games, but 2 derbies in National League 1. Peebles versus Selkirk at the Geights, and Kelso against Jed Forest at Poynter Park. Hoyt YM are at Preston Lodge in the 3rd Division, while in the Border Shield competition, it's Berwick v Earlston, Duns against Hoyt Lindeen, and St Boswell's versus Hoyt Harlequins. 2 feature games on Radio Border's Super Scoreboard Live tomorrow with Keith Clarkson, the 2:30 kick-off between Peebles and Selkirk, and the 3 o'clock at Poynter Park with Kelso taking on Jed. But that's it for your rugby tonight.